Guys, so today we're gonna do a little bit of a bee update. We think we have enough bees to actually do a split, and so we're going to do that. Bless you.
Thank you.
So last time we were in the hives, they were a little bit more aggressive than we wanted them to, so we are using the smoker to smoke them to kind of calm them.
Yeah.
But yeah. Am I missing anything?
We did discover the new queen. We went ahead and marked that, and we'll show that in the video a little later on how we did that.
Oh, you don't want to show it like a clip now? I guess
Sure.
we could do it later on.
Yeah. And we're still seeing some queen cells, so if we see any that are still intact, we're going to do the split. If we don't see any queen cells, then we won't be able to do a split.
We could probably still do a split.
How?
They'll make their own cell.
But there's nothing in there to lay eggs.
We'll figure it out when we get to it.
Okay.
We are still new at this, so whatever we do may be wrong. But every beekeeper has like 1,000 opinions, so everyone does it a million different ways, and we're just trying to learn as we go. We've done a lot of research, but again, there's a lot of information out there, so we're just gonna go with what we think might be best.
Yep.
All right, let's get to smoking. So this one was the more aggressive hive, so we're gonna start with that, and they're the ones we're probably gonna do the split with.
Alright, so this is the middle frame that was in our top super. It's a shallow box, but as you can see, like all of these, they're starting to get a lot of good honey in them. Most of it's capped already, which is fantastic. And all the frames up there are at least like this, which is a really good sign.
Once the honey is capped, then that's when we can extract it.
Oh my god, look at all that honey.
Oh yeah, that would be a good frame to add to the other.
100% honey, filled out, and almost all capped. That's phenomenal.
Or put that in this one.
We don't know if we're splitting yet though.
I know, but if we are, it'd be nice to already have a couple of frames from the first box decided. That makes sense.
Yeah, but I thought we were putting everything on the frame holder that we were moving.
You want to put...
It's fine, it's already in.
I think this hive is ready to do a split.
Okay. Well, we need to make sure we find the queen and we find a queen cup.
Was that all like capped brood? I think that might be a good one to split.
This one.
If that had a lot of capped brood, let's split that one.
Okay.
Let me just rearrange that. decided to do the split anyways, even though there's no supersedure cells. The bees are kind of running out of space, it looks like. So that normally means that they might swarm soon, so we're just gonna go ahead and split them. So when we split it, we did a frame of freshly laid eggs, a frame of pollen, a frame of honey, a frame of capped brood, and we added empty frame, and then we might see if the second hive we have has a supersedure cell, just in case. If not, we'll probably find another capped brood frame. But yeah, continuing on. Alright guys, so we started using the flow hive frame. We bought it, and this is actually what got us into bees, but we think we kind of made a mistake because we feel like the flow hive is a little bit more for climates that are warmer year-round or a little bit longer than just the summers that we have here. But I was determined to use it at least once, and they are starting to cap honey in some of these flow hive frames. Okay. What we found, do you want to show the camera that? We found in the second hive, they look like they've either already swarmed or might swarm soon, but this one has a capped supersedure cell because it is in the middle, right there. A swarm cell, they would be at the bottom. Hold up a little higher. They would be at the bottom of the frame. So yeah, we're moving the supersedure cell to the split, so they already have a head start on making a queen, and then we're going to keep the swarm cells in the other one for now, unless we find the old queen. Our second hive did end up swarming already, which kind of sucks because that means we just lost half our hive.
Yeah, I'm like looking around.
Yeah, I mean that would have taken just like 5 minutes. You could just easily lose them that fast.
Especially if you're not keeping an eye out. And if you see them, it's fantastic because you can literally just like scoop it up or like cut off the branch that they're on, and then just put it in a new box, and
split's already done for you.
Yeah, you're all set.
But we ended up doing the split mostly with the first hive because they're going strong. They still have the original queen that came with our packages. The second one, the queen I ended up marking, which I'll insert that clip here. Hey guys, so our supersedure cells, one of them hatched, and so we have a new queen. Get in on this. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark her. So I'm just gonna take my paint pen, test it out first. Okay. So color of the year is green. So I'm just gonna put a little dot on her abdomen. Okay, and then we're gonna wait until she dries and then release her back into the hive. So what this does is it helps us spot her to make sure that she's in there, and then it also tells us what year she was born, and which is why this year is the color of the green. So I'm just gonna let that dry for a few minutes and then put her back. My first marking.
Success.
Yes. The queen I ended up originally marking, she apparently is the one who ended up swarming with the
Yeah.
half of the hive.
Which is really interesting.
Yeah, because she was like brand new, so they had plenty of space, so I don't really understand why they swarmed. But there's some signs of a swarm about to happen, which is the swarm cells, which I already told you about, and then having drone brood in the bottom corners of the frames is kind of a telling sign as well.
Yeah.
Which we definitely had.
For sure.
Yeah, so we know they swarm because the population just looks very low, and then we didn't see any eggs. We saw the swarm cells, we saw the drone brood in the corners, and most of the frames were just honey. So like the workers are still working.
Yeah.
They're just waiting for their queens to hatch.
We are not short of honey, that's for sure.
Mm-mm.
The hives weren't as strong as we'd hoped. It would have been nice to see the queen we marked last week in this box again.
We should have done the split with the first one last week.
Yeah, the second we saw the marked queen and that there were a few queen cups that still weren't opened up, we should have just been like, you know what, let's just split it.
Mm-hmm. But, you know, still learning.
Yeah. And we weren't as prepared.
Yeah, we still have plenty of bees, and it's only the beginning of June, so we've got plenty of time to strengthen numbers.
Yep. And the fact that this hive is almost completely full of honey
means that we actually need to start looking at honey extractors.
Extractors.
Honey extractors. Oh, someone's trying to...
Yeah, you got a buddy on you? Here we go.
Oh no.
Alright guys, so those were the hives, the 2 old hives plus the new split. We're pretty excited to see what happens with them. We definitely need to go make some more syrup because everyone's a little low.
And really quickly, because I don't think we've ever talked about how we make syrup, it's basically 5 pounds of sugar, and then we do 1 gallon of water.
Yeah.
And then that's the syrup. And we typically save these Arizona green, do you want to show them?
Yeah.
We end up saving all our Arizona green tea cartons. We were using milk cartons, but those end up cracking and breaking over time.
But they leak all the time.
Yeah, and this is a little bit of a stronger plastic, and so we just make like, 10 gallons at a time, and then we have them stored for...
Yeah, and then we're good for like a few months.
And this is almost the exact size like that we need for to fill up our feeders. So,
Yeah, so
it
it's
ends
about-
up
yeah.
working out perfectly. So that's it.
Yep, those are the bees. We're gonna come back out maybe tomorrow to fill up the syrup, but we'll come back next week, check to make sure that any queen cups we saw are either open or still shut. And if there's any new queens, we have to definitely take our time and be a little thorough, make sure that we don't miss them, because we need to either get it marked or make sure it exists. But yeah, hope you guys like the bees. But yeah, thanks.
See ya. I just want to show like really fast. Oh, she moved. They were snuggling. I don't see the other one.
She just went on the other side of the pig house.
I bet you that's Guinness. Guinness! Guinness, babies! Guinness? Guinness, where are you? There you are. Hi, babies. I gotta come in and hang out with y'all.